Behind me on South 4th Street, between Walden and Locust Streets, is the 19th century headquarters for the Pennsylvania Railroad. Chartered in 1854, within a matter of decades, it would become the largest railroad in the country, and shortly after that, the world. But railroads in the 19th century would transform not only America, but also military battlefields, because railroads were vital to moving troops and materials from point to point as battles evolved over time.
My name is Jim Mundy, and this is The Path of Patriots, a guided tour through the Philadelphia streets where the Union League was founded to defend the ideals of 1776.
John Edgar Thomson was the third president of the Pennsylvania Railroad, but a founding member of the Union League. So therefore, as you can imagine, very, very pro-Union. And at the request of Edwin McMaster Stanton, the Secretary of War, he loaned two of his top executives to the Union cause. Thomas Scott, one of the most senior vice presidents, would become eventually the Assistant Secretary of War and Superintendent of all railroads for the Union Army itself. His responsibilities were to make sure that the system itself ran the way it was supposed to run, and that materials and soldiers went from point A to point B in as timely a fashion as possible. The other Pennsylvania Railroad executive that was loaned to the War Department was Herman Haupt, an engineer by training and the Pennsylvania Railroad's chief engineer at the time of the war itself. Haupt's responsibility was the physical aspect of railroading, laying the roadbed, making sure it went in the right direction in the right place, if you will, but also making sure that the rolling stock, the engines, the passenger cars, the freight cars, were all in good enough shape that they would transport these men and materials from behind the lines to the lines themselves. So it's amazing that probably the two most important railroad men during the Civil War were from Philadelphia and the Pennsylvania Railroad itself. So we should all be grateful that John Edgar Thomson, the third president of the Pennsylvania Railroad and founding member of the Union League, was willing to make sacrifices on his railroad's behalf for the cause of the Union Army itself.
Thank you for walking with us through Lincoln's Philadelphia. To explore more of this history, we invite you to visit the founding Florida Heritage Center at the Union League at 140 South Broad Street. Experience the full self-guided walking tour by searching The Path of Patriots on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.